Going to be a very rough recording because I don't want anybody to think that somehow I got better um, guidelines than everybody else. So I'm going to record this straight from what I'm wearing today. It's 4:45. Unfortunately, you all are going to get to enjoy the victory of having finished your finals and eating sweets and whatnot with Ms. Forrest and Ms. Mace. So good job, you all. I wish I could be there. If you think about me, pray for me, because while you're enjoying that, I will be head deep in linear algebra. I'll have a linear algebra test that starts at 6:30. Actually, I think it got bumped up to 5:30, so I have to make this quick. I learned a lot in C.S. Lewis this time. This is my second time around, but it was rather enjoyable. I got to have a refresher over all the books. The biggest thing that stands out to me is how we are to be prepared. Not just to be prepared for everybody else, but to be prepared for ourselves. To understand why we believe what we believe. To understand even the smallest grasp of the magnitude that is God. And so the quotes that I chose were from C.S. Lewis, reflecting on the Psalms. One of the quotes that I chose I really enjoy because this necessarily isn't the best thing to hear, but it's the best thing that should be understood. Taking in emotions and logic is that in the process of being worshipped, it is that process that God communicates His presence to men. And I was thinking upon that, thinking on how, though we try to get as close as we can to God in worship, we have to understand that at the same time God is communicating Himself to us, and we need to be not only cognizant of that, but receptive to what God is trying to do. So that was the first quote that I had from C.S. Lewis. The second quote that I had was, reasoning, not like poetry, is never judged from the outside at all. Reason, what most people like to think of as logical processing, is much more than just thinking upon thinking what truth is. It's to really internalize what that is, what logic is, what truth really is. Not just what it is to you, but what is the absolute truth, and how is that going to shape you from the inside out. And looking upon all that God has created, there is a truth that screams out to us, even in pain, as C.S. Lewis likes to talk about pain as God's megaphone to man. I was talking to Jordan yesterday at lunch about that, no dinner. But these are the things that have really stood out to me as understanding who God is and what our responsibility, not just as Christians, but as fellow believers, to each other and to a community at large, on what the responsibility we have to each other, to understand, to be prepared, to communicate that truth, and to understand for ourselves what God's truth is. That's all I have. I'm going to show you something really quick, because it took me 5 to 10 minutes trying to set up this lighting. I'm sweating from it. So check it out. That is a floor lamp that I had to unscrew halfway and then set it up on a chair. And that's my kitchen over there. Anyways, so thank you all. It was wonderful having class with you. Enjoy the sweets, and again, pray for me. I'm in linear algebra right now, and I will see you all hopefully on Saturday, because I graduate. All right.